By the way,
Why are you
that
going two
weekend
weeks
I'm
out? Oh
leaving for
shit!
Charleston. I'll be gone for 7 days.
I forgot to open up the broadcast. Whoops! You're going to Charleston. I'm recording, so don't put anything really personal out. I
All
didn't
right.
get to. I forgot to have the master coming yet, and now I'm like, well, fuck. Um,
Are we
that's
live?
my bad. Not yet. I'm recording, but we're not live yet.
Well, don't forget to tweet it.
I did already. Start record. Start broadcast. Let's see. Can I don't see the bar moving. Stop record. Hold on. Cancel. Why isn't the bar moving? Nothing's changed there. Stop
The bar
broadcast.
was moving the other night when I was drinking so much. See what I did there?
Oh, wrong one. I need to go to. Whoa, where's on? Here it is. I need to go to what? Line 4? La 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 la. Hold on. Start broadcast. Nope. Maybe it's not line 4. Maybe it is line 1. Line 1. Okay. Say something, Diver.
Test, test. 1, 2, 7,
All right.
3.
Now we're live. We're live.
We are live.
We're live. See, now you're the one who's going to get us in fucking trouble.
Oh, no, you said he didn't say that, but he does say that.
Well, yeah, he does say that. We are live. And I don't remember what comes after that because I'm a little bit inebriated. A little bit. Not too bad.
We're now
But
here in Raleigh, North Carolina at Dorton Arena. Live.
we're at Dorton
For
Arena.
the
Oh,
heavyweight
shit. I
title.
forgot I put a fucking pot pie in the oven. Fuck. I'm going to have to go get that in a second. Yeah, okay. It's a damn good thing I set my timer. Okay, anyway, we're at Dorton Arena? I didn't know we were at Dorton Arena. That's kind of exciting.
Yeah, we are live at Dorton Arena.
It's kind of a big deal.
You know how many people are Googling Dorton Arena right now? There's probably like 9 or 3.
No, there's probably like hundreds of them. Just none of them are actually listening to us. It's just coincidence. They're just like, hey, what's going on at Dorton Arena here coming up? That's how it's going down.
A gun show, a classic car show.
Gun show is right here. This is the gun show.
Ooh.
You see that bicep?
Where's the rest of it?
You don't see any. I have never, ever, ever, ever had biceps. Ever.
You ever done curls?
Yeah, I used to when I was in high school. I used to curl the shit out of stuff. I was curling with 80, 90 pounds, and like I had friends. They would just goof on me. You don't have any biceps. I've never been able to pull off biceps.
You must be in proper form. That's what I'm gonna say.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna. We got 3 new guys supposedly coming tomorrow. You should come in so I can choke you out. I mean, so that we can play around.
What time is class?
You know what? I'm gonna choke you like that dickhead police officer choked that guy. That's how
Well,
I'm gonna
that's not
choke
why
you.
he died. He died because he had a bad heart.
Well, he died for a lot of reasons, but he also could have had his trachea crushed the way he was being choked.
Yeah, but I thought they said it wasn't. It was his heart.
It was I thought, and I don't know if I'm remembering
Wait a
correctly. I
minute.
thought they said
Are
it was
you
from the
getting
choke.
Anthony Cumia?
Huh?
Are you getting your news from Anthony Cumia?
No, I did interact with him a little bit today though, just because of that. Because if the cop had done, here's the problem, and I'm not saying it's fully the cop's fault. I was going to do fights first, but this works too. I'm not saying it's the cop's fault. That actually works because we can have like a break and fight and then come back to solving world shit. Because I have so many global like solutions for us tonight. The guy was wrong because when you're in that position, you have to keep your cool, and you have to go with it and deal with making things right later. The cop, and it's the cops all over the place are having problems with it. He doesn't really, he's not fully trained for what he's doing. He mentally, I think police officers should go through training, and I mean mentally, like psychologically, so that they can understand how people think and how to interact with people better. Does that make sense? so they
Well,
keep calm and don't overreact and go shooting dogs that don't need to be shot and shooting people that don't need to be shot and shit like that.
yes.
So that's a
But
problem.
they have this police mentality where I'm going to show you I'm the boss, I'm going to be the man, and they're going to do whatever it takes to do that.
And but that's the type of mentality that I don't like. That's what that's what they need. Are you?
Nobody does.
I hate you because now I'm getting distracted by Facebook. Um, I wonder if
Dumbasses on Facebook.
I wonder if Oleg is listening. Speaking of Facebook, he sometimes when he listens, he messages me. I should tell him we're on, because he doesn't check Twitter a whole lot. Oleg is the guy that you know too.
Yeah. Is he going tomorrow?
Going where? To Jiu-Jitsu?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't come into Jiu-Jitsu. I'm too far away from him.
What time is class? 10:30?
10 o'clock.
Oh,
Got a hot
I might
break.
actually try to make it tomorrow.
You going out on the lake in the rain?
No. Too many storms. Bertha's cranking up the rain here in North Carolina, I think.
Is that what this is from?
Well, that's what everybody at work was telling me, and I'm going, that thing is like 700 miles away.
Yeah.
How's that
Nowhere
causing us
near
rain?
us. Yeah, I don't think that's what it's from. I think that's bullshit. I know they said like 3 inches of rain until like through Sunday or some shit. Like some crazy shit like that. Hold on, I'm going to message him real quick. He might have some stupid shit to say.
But since you do that, I'm going to pull up the radar.
Oh yeah, fuck. I need to, ooh, you know what? Musical interlude. I need to get my fucking pot pie out of the oven, damn it. Hold on. I'm going to put on Slip Capone for a second, because he said we could use his song. Is it going yet? Fuck. I completely fucked up on that.
This is how shit goes
right,
here.
right back.
Play a hateful ball. We don't fuck around.
Let's everybody talk about Samurai since he's gone. And probably can't, well, I'm sure he can't hear us because he took his headset off. He's going to get a pot pie. He probably ate 3 cheeseburgers while he was waiting for his pot pie to get ready. He's such a fat ass. I'm gonna go to jiu-jitsu tomorrow and wear his ass out. He trains 3 days a week, 5 days a week, 7 days a week. I don't know what he thinks. Oh, here he comes back. Let's pretend we weren't.
Okay. Holy shit. I know they hate that. Okay.
I wasn't talking at all while you were gone.
I told you I was going to be right back.
I know, I wasn't talking.
Were you talking really? You're probably talking shit about me because you're a dick. That guy, he's a real ass.
No, I was not talking about anything that you would know about.
By the way, Under the Dome, there's too many fucking characters. This is my problem with it. And
How long has the dome been down over the town?
Okay, this is a problem with me too.
Yep.
2 weeks this dome's been around the town. And after 2 weeks, motherfuckers are all just like, let's nuke it. Like, that's what our government's gonna do. They're just gonna nuke everyone for 2 weeks. They don't know that it's damaging anything. Like, what the fuck is that?
I would look for a hole in it or a drill bit or something.
I'd want more fucking studying done on it than 2 weeks. But aside from that, people are changing, like, and it's not that I don't understand the changes. Like, the when I noticed it was that girl who's got the 2 moms and 1 mom is dead. And, oh, and by the way, I'm pissed that they killed the hot chick a couple weeks ago, too. But,
the young girl?
Yeah, the bartender chick?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was hot. They shouldn't have killed her. They better bring her back.
Yeah.
But that girl, like, she started acting kind of crazy. Like, just out of nowhere. There wasn't any, like, unless I missed it, there wasn't any build up to that point. It just happened.
It was like a Stephen King novel. Oh, it is a Stephen King novel.
I see what you did there. Okay. well played. Yeah, and what else are you watching right now?
uh, Extant with Halle Berry.
How is
The
that?
ship. She went into space. She was an astronaut, and we picked the story up where she comes back into uh, back to Earth, and oh God, please sit down. Um,
I'm trying to see if I can get to the salt. I don't.
uh, she come back and she's pregnant. She was in space for 13 months and now she's pregnant. And I've also
So
been watching The Ship. The Ship is sucks. The Ship will. I'm going to be surprised if it lasts more than if it lasts a full season myself.
well, then why are you
Pants likes to
watching it?
watch it because Pants watches it.
Yeah, I need to watch that Nikita show. Speaking of Pants, I need to check that out. Hold on, I need to check that out though.
He's going for this.
Ah,
Hey, can you hear?
I hear you, and I got it. Yeah, I want to check out that Nikita show because I know you said she watches that. Now here's the
She
deal:
does some martial arts.
you need to watch. You have my fucking passwords for everything. You need to watch Ray Donovan on Showtime.
Ray Donovan.
Go on to my Showtime on demand shit and watch Ray Donovan.
Yeah, but I'm also trying to watch House of Cards. I got through 2 episodes tonight.
Which season are you on? Tell me you're at least on the second. You're still on the first season?
I just watched episode 5 and 6 where the Secret Service agent is dying
You're the worst.
and they threw a brick through the window.
You're the worst.
I've been playing too much Rocksmith. I've been
Holy
investing my
crap.
time in my talents.
Well, I'll tell you another good one on Netflix that I just started. It's an FX show. I just started watching it. Wilfred. Did I tell you about
yeah.
that shit?
Yeah,
That's funny. That's
the dog.
Yeah, they do a really good job on that.
Well, you know what Pants is hooked on?
Huh?
Orange is the New Black. She burned through a season of that in about a week.
Yeah, that's a really good show. That's a very strong show. Like that. And did you don't do Star Trek, right?
No,
And
I've never watched
Did
an
she ever
episode
do
of
Star Trek?
no.
See, Red, the chick who plays Red, who's like the Russian chick who runs the kitchen. She was Captain Janeway. She was like the captain of Star Trek Voyager when it was on, and I didn't recognize her. Like I'm 5 episodes in, and all of a sudden I caught her name in the credits. I was like, "She's in this shit. Who the fuck is she?" Then I looked it up, and she was Red. I was like, "Holy shit!" So, little trivia that won't matter to you because you're not a geek.
Have you seen that detective show with the famous actor that his name is Red?
The detective show.
James Spader. Spader.
Oh, you talking about the list?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like the list.
Yeah. Oh, I love
I-
that show.
I know that he's the girl's dad. That's not exactly a big shocker, but I still enjoy
You
the
don't
show.
know that.
Of course she is. Come on.
You don't know that.
Yeah,
I think he is, but you don't
yeah.
know that.
Yeah, I do. I know it. Don't fucking tell me what I know and what I don't know.
What is that? A cigarette?
Yeah.
By the way, you text me on a Wednesday and telling me you're at 11, and I tell you there's only a 10, and you go, I'm higher, Hyer.
Yeah. That's so that the government doesn't pick up on it. Because I'm so cunning that when the NSA looks for things on me, looks for keywords so that they can arrest me for sitting on my couch and enjoying life.
In your own house.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fucked up too. Did you know what that was all about?
No.
Look at his Twitter.
Whose? James
Bong.
Spader?
No, Bong. You were talking about on Wednesday night, and I laughed my ass off first of all when because I'd forgotten what the thing was, and initially I thought it was suicide too. And I forgot about that. When I said, please remove me from this conversation, I could not stop laughing for like 2 minutes. And then he brought me back to reality, and I thought it was suicide for I don't know how long. It was very clear what it was. I just missed it. But if you
It
go
was a
on
guy
his
being a dumbass. He probably cheated on his wife or something.
no, go on his Twitter and read the article. He posted it. It was about a
Oh,
guy who quit his job and tried to rob jewelry stores and stuff. And that
is
was
there
a
any
friend of
money in
his.
that?
Until you get caught.
Oh,
There's plenty of money in it until you get caught.
yeah, that's the part I wouldn't like.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna be about a 12 by the time we're done, I think. What were you talking about? What was I talking about? I don't know what I was talking about. Guardians of the Galaxy. What did Pants and the girl go see tonight?
I don't know, but the girl carried a box of tissues with them. The Fault in Our Stars, maybe.
Oh, yeah, I know. I actually will watch that just because it looks interesting, and I'm sure I'll cry my bitch ass eyes out. I know what that is. It's about the like girl who's dying, I think of like cancer or something, and she meets
Yeah.
like some other guy, and I guess they live an entire life in like 6 months or some bullshit.
Well, see, and my daughter's read all of his books, and I come home the other day and she's laying on the couch and she's all sad, and her book's laying in the living room next to the wall, you know, like it's been laid there like a teepee. Well, come to find out, she was upset with it and she threw it against the wall.
Really?
She is.
Because was it and it's that book. It's for the movie. Same book.
Well, I'm not sure if it's
Who
that
is
one,
this
but I know
guy? Is
she's
he a
read it.
famous author or something?
Yeah, and evidently what he does is he got famous quickly, and he and his brother do a webcast every, like, I think once or twice a week, and they get together and they do a little, 15-minute webcast, and it's kind of a funny thing, and it's the kind of guy you love to hate, you hate to love, vice versa. Um, she hates the guy, but she loves to read his stuff. I mean, I bought her 2 books on Friday, and she's already finished both of them. I mean, they're big, thick books. That's all she wants to do is read. And I'll come up, and she's on top of the stairs, and she's got her head down. I'm like, "What's the matter? So and so died in the story, or so and so did this." I'm like, "Oh, jeez."
That's funny. Yeah, I'll watch the movie. I see. I'm a sucker for that kind of shit. I don't have a problem watching chick flicks and stuff. That's fine with me. I don't fucking care as long as it's good. Don't make it a piece of shit chick flick like that stupid vampire shit. 'Cause that shit was hard. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. I know you're not a big Marvel guy. Did you like the Avengers?
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch the Avengers? What the fuck? How do you not
And
see the Avengers?
I didn't even see Captain America. I do love Iron Man. Love Iron Man.
You wait a minute. Which Captain America? You didn't see either Captain America? You didn't even watch the last one? All right. Look, everyone out there that's listening, I'm taking applications. I'm gonna have to fire him. That's absolutely. Why am I looking at the computer over here? I guess because I'm talking because Twitter's open, so I'm literally talking to Twitter. That's really what's happening right now. Okay, hold on. Wow. Okay, I was just talking. Did you see that?
See what?
What are you looking at?
My phone.
Stop touching yourself.
I
That's
did that
gross.
earlier.
I'm glad your arm.
I gotta
isn't
wait till
moving.
tomorrow.
But yeah, that was they did a really really good job. If you're a fan of Marvel, you'll definitely enjoy it. I put it just below the Avengers. They're great. And you need to start watching Ray Donovan. That's a fucking great show.
Who's the star of that? Who's the star of that?
Liev Schreiber, John Voight. John Voight is great.
Jon or John?
It's
There's a joke in there.
It's the one with Angelina.
Think about it.
Is it Jon or John?
I bought a convertible Chrysler, and it was owned by John Voight at one time. And then he realizes it was John, not Jon.
Who did?
George Costanza.
I don't remember that one.
George buys a car, and the only reason he buys it is because it was once owned by John Voight, but then at the end they realized it was John, not Jon.
I don't remember that one. I'm kind of disappointed.
What's that smell?
I'm disappointed. I don't know. You can't smell my pot pie, so you might have
Your
made
what?
an accident. My pot pie.
Oh.
Look, I got a pot pie. That's what I was taking out of the oven when I was like, shit, I forgot about that. And then I couldn't get the tray off of the
put the pot
thing.
pie in a baggie?
In a baggie? What?
You just held up a pot pie.
Okay. I get what you're saying. Okay, now we're here. So tell me about the fights last weekend, because let's before we get into the fights about last weekend, I do want to hear, because I never heard it. How was your day, your sober day, on a boat with a bunch of tweens? How'd that go?
It was a lot of driving around with several 3, 4, 12-year-olds and driving around, pulling a tube, driving around. And I was glad to
How long were you out
be
there?
done with my day. Probably about 5, 6 hours, from like 12 or 1 till about 6.
From 12 or 1 till about 6. That's
And then they ended up spending the night here, but I honestly don't remember most of that night.
well, because you could drink when you got back home, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so all bets are off.
Yeah. So me and Pants were glad to be home so we could partake.
Hey, oh, wait a minute. Partake in what?
Alcohol.
Oh, I thought you were partaking in something else.
Oh,
Well,
did I
let me-
mention
let me-
I went to Indian's house the other night? And we partook?
We're going to get to that, because I remember. No, I didn't know you partook. I know you went over there.
Yeah.
That was last Friday? I think that was last Friday.
No, that was
I think I did a solo show. I think it was last Friday.
that. Oh no, but we partied on Saturday.
Oh, and by the way, 2 Saturdays ago, I was at the lake all day. It's been a very active weekend, 2 weekends for me.
What'd you
I
do?
was
You go
at-
swimming and jump in the water and
Fuck no,
play
I didn't even
around?
touch the water. It was my bosses have their Lake Fest thing up there. The big Lake Fest up at Kerr Lake.
Yeah.
So we were up at their lake
It's a
house
big lake.
for the day Saturday. Yeah, it is pretty fucking big.
We
Like,
went in that
that's-
lake
that's
and
a
drove
river.
from North Carolina to Virginia. We drove 20 miles each
Mhm.
way. And it's a deep lake. It's 98, 99 feet in spots.
Is that deep? I never
Yeah.
really knew what deep was. How deep are most lakes?
Well, around here, Harris Lake's kind of deep. It averages around 40 feet. Jordan
Huh.
Lake is around 20.
Huh? Okay.
You would think Jordan would be a deeper lake, but it's not. But it's landmass wise, it's a lot larger, a lot larger than Harris. Although I
Okay,
wish
yeah. You wish what?
Harris is bigger, but I wish Harris was bigger because it's closer, and it feeds a nuclear power plant. So I want it to have all the water it can get.
Yeah, I don't like the whole nuclear power plant thing, but I guess oh well. I didn't realize when we moved here.
The
that there
giant
was a nuclear
smokestack over
plant
there.
right there. No, when we came down to Raleigh, nuclear is a fucking. You don't hear about nuclear power plants in D.C. It's not like, ooh, is there a
You
nuclear power
realize-
plant nearby?
You realize you and I are within the 3-mile radius of Harris Lake, and
Yeah.
you can go down to the health department and get iodine pills. So if the reactor fails, you can take iodine to block the radiation into your.
I've only heard that. I haven't. Is that true, or is that one of those urban legends of the area?
No, that is true. I went to a meeting at the local school when we first moved here, and they said, "Come down and you can get your iodine pills and you can have them." But it blocks radiation to your pituitary gland, and that's what absorbs the radiation and kills you. So But I
You know
figure if the
what?
sirens go off, I'm going to just open a beer. Actually, I'm going to open a fifth of liquor.
They should offer cyanide pills if you're like half a mile away. Like, here,
But you know,
where you guys live? Oh no, take these. This
but
will
you know
stop
what?
it.
The nuclear deal is, the thing I've always heard is there have been less deaths off nuclear than there has been of non-nuclear, coal. But then again, we've been mining coal for hundreds of years, I guess.
Yeah, but even if it's safer, that's fine. And it can even be understandable that it's safer than this. Regardless of the fact that it's safer, one, it's still like, well, I'm still really close. But two, when they say safer, they're basing that probably off of how many people could die from this at this range and how many people can die from this at this range. And they say, this is safer. So really, they might we might be in a 3-mile radius and we're screwed, but the other one might be a 4-mile radius. So I keep that in mind too. I don't know. We'll see what the fuck that Fukushima, whatever the fuck, does with all their nuclear waste in the ocean.
Yeah, that could be nasty.
Yeah, I'm fucking curious to know how that turns out. So, tell me about, because now we're on last Saturday, so we're back caught up. Tell me about.
Hold on, let me tell you first of all before you ask me. I got a text from one of my good friends that said, "Don't forget the fights are on at 6." I said, "Okay." Went over there, direct TV app, record prelims. Go over 30 minutes, which I did. Sometimes I go over longer, but I figure 30 minutes is fine.
Prelims. I get your key word there.
Exactly. So I watch, and I watch, and I watch, and I start looking at the clock going, there's only 20 minutes left. I hadn't seen any of the big guys fighting. I didn't see any of the big fights. I saw all the prelims, but never saw any of the big fights. I still don't.
You saw the Matt Brown, you saw them because I sent you the Matt Brown fight, the YouTube.
I did see that.
Yeah, and I saw a little bit. So we'll do the fights. Tell me about your evening with the Indian.
Oh,
and I got to talk about that scavenger hunt, and then we'll get into the fights.
All right, so we decided all the squaws were going to the beach for the weekend. They were leaving Thursday, coming back Sunday. So all the men folk decided, hey, let's take the boats out, chill out, drink, stay over here so nobody's got to drive very far. Well, then it became, boy wanted to bring his boat, invite his sister and brother-in-law. So now we ended up taking 2 boats, which was okay. We ended up having 2 boats out, chilling on the lake, probably stayed out, about 5 or 6 hours. And my buddy that got caught a few weeks ago, supposedly boating while intoxicated, but he wasn't driving. He bought a breathalyzer, which was very funny. So we started blowing the breathalyzer, and so I could gauge that, because I had no clue about, is 4 beers blowing a .08 or is it 12 beers or whatever.
Yeah.
So I drank a bunch, I think I blew like an 04 or 05. Then later on in the day, I think I blew a .12. I think the Indian blew a 1.3. By the way, his sister and her fiance are both Indians too. She blew like a .09, and both of them blew like a .11. But that was pretty fun, blowing a breathalyzer without a guy with a badge making you blow.
What's like the limit?
08.
08, okay.
But the boating laws,
because I don't know that shit.
Well, the boating law said I can drink and drive my boat, and they can't do anything about it unless I blow a .8 or above. In a car, if they see you drinking beer driving in the road, probably gonna get locked.
Yeah, I should have been busted for doing that a couple times when I was younger. Yeah, and I can understand that. You know, a beer. I don't like the beer while driving, but I can kind of get a beer while boating. But it would have to be like you better be going really fucking slow if you're in a crowded area.
Yeah.
So you partook, huh?
Oh yeah. So he drops me. He's got his boat. The Indian's got his boat, and he
Oh, he
drops
got
me
his
off.
boat
Says,
fixed?
yeah. He's finally got it. So he's been on my boat for the last 2 years. So he's got his boat fixed. So we've been alternating boats. So he says, be at my house in 15 minutes. So I come in. He says, bring some goodies with you when you come over. I'm like, all right. So I grab a little baggie. We head over, drink a couple of rum and cokes, and then his sister decides that she feels guilty that she hasn't seen her other brother in the area, and her fiance leave. They're from Virginia, by the way.
Wow.
So
Okay.
they just leave.
I guess they
So
don't
it's like 8:30.
green. Or did someone offend him?
No,
Did you make Redskin jokes again?
That's a definite possibility. So he said, go get the baggies out. And there was a little baggie with a little man, Johnny's got his head filled in. That's the potent bag I got from one of my buddies. And we partook a couple of times, and we sat there for like 40 minutes. I don't think we even talked or anything. And I'm like, I got to go home. I got home about 10:30. You know, I only live like 1 mile from him. I get home, walk upstairs. I turn Sports Center on, and I don't even think I made it through the first set of commercials. And I turned it off and went to bed. I was out.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it's like a time machine sometimes.
Well, and the good news is I had stopped drinking, you know, at, I don't know, 7:30. And I woke up the next morning, no hangover, no headache.
Yes.
It was nice.
Yeah. One day, it'll be legal. One day, it'll be totally legal. Eventually.
We can move out with the MMA enthusiast. I heard he's got an opening.
No, that's the MMA podcast.
He's got an opening
in
his bathroom.
Yeah. Well,
Ceiling.
now he's got his new pad. Did you see that? Did you see the picture? He bought a house.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he posted that the other day. So he's got new digs. So the fights. Oh yeah. So last Saturday, I forgot about that. I'm on a scavenger hunt. Have you ever done a scavenger hunt as an adult?
I don't think I have.
Okay. Do you remember what they were like as a kid?
Yeah.
They were fun as shit. It was like, ooh, let's go find this. Got it. Ooh, let's go find it. Got it. And it was like, yeah. I tell you what, man. As an adult, scavenger hunts are a lot different. There's a lot of walking around. So
was it downtown?
Yeah, it was downtown. And it was for some charity thing. I don't remember what. And so the whole thing came about. Two Monocles. You know Two Monocles. Think about who that is. Yeah. Two Monocles is like, hey, there's a scavenger hunt. You guys want to do it? So I told Mama Bear. She's like, yeah. And she got 2 of her friends in, or 3 of her friends in, and we were going to have a group of 8. Because there was also, what do I want to call her? Token, because she's a token black chick. The Token was there. She was part of the team. And thank you, South Park. And I'll have to tell them that we've now named her Token. So that's how it came about. We meet at Tir na Nog. You know where that is?
Drank many beers there, yes.
So
my buddy's been in a band that's played there.
The buddy
called
that I know?
Suicide Blonde.
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't know that he ever played there.
You should Google Suicide Blonde. It's a pretty cool band, but they play a lot of stuff locally.
You should.
They play a lot of '80s hits, Van Halen.
Bass. Yeah, but you know what? That means I have to like go out I don't know that I want to go out anymore.
No. You can do it for YouTube. In
Oh,
fact,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
have to
see if
go
I can
see
pull.
them. Suicide Blonde. I'll bring it
Yep.
up and I'll look at it later. Suicide Blonde enter. So, in a couple examples. The first place we went, okay, and it's okay. It started at 12:30. That's when we got our clues and our map, and we could leave and
PM.
start the scavenger hunt. Yeah, 12:30 p.m. So some of the things we went to a Krav Maga school and learned how to do a kick to the groin. Now, Krav Maga is fine, but that just when we started off there, and he's talking about to girls how any girl, if you strike the right spot, can do anything to any guy, and size doesn't matter, and blah blah blah. With striking, size does matter. So I don't like hearing that because still the best martial art for women is jiu-jitsu. I don't want to hear this bullshit because you can teach her to kick a groin once. You don't stop it once anyway. You fucking mash those balls until they are mashed. But anyway, so we had to do a front kick. I almost killed Token on that. Because you had the people in the group had to hold the shield. So Token grabbed the shield, and no one else was going up, and someone said, go, and I was like, oh, okay. So I tried to go light, and it's still like, she went like that, and her like glasses went like that, and I was like, and there was like, they were like calling my name, I was like, I was going light, and so I had to lighten up on that. There was another one that was in and out in like 10 minutes. There was another one that took over an hour, and it was a word find and puzzle questions and shit. Like they had word finds you had to do. No, this was puzzle questions. It was all about beer. Okay, because there were a lot of bars. There were a lot of bars involved in this. This was some beer shop, and you had to answer questions. And they were hard questions. Like we're on our phones, fucking looking up Google and trying to. They were really hard to find. That took an hour. Okay, there are other ones like pick the American beers, which is where I had the badass margarita. By the way, what the fuck was the name of that place? If you want a good margarita, where is it? Because I know it's in the picture. Here it is. It's this picture. Raleigh Typhoon. Man, was that a good margarita. I got a margarita at a fucking piece of shit Mexican place, and it was like maybe 2 shots worth of margarita for $9.
Oh yeah.
But they didn't charge me because they were so busy. They didn't. We never got our drinks. They didn't have food because they were so mobbed from the game, from all the teams going in there and eating. But yeah, so it was a lot of different trivia. And it was fine. We got back to the bar 15 minutes before the deadline hit. Okay? We did not get all of our answers, so we wouldn't qualify to win. And by the way, there's a fucking plant shop down there with some bitch whore named Katie who works there, who is a complete bitch. And needs to be reprimanded and fired from. It was some big fucking plant shop, like a little bit down from downtown. Started with an L. Oh my gosh, we had. I don't know that we never went in. We had until because some of the places had time limits because hours and store hours and stuff. So we had until 6 o'clock to finish this one. We had to drive there because it was so far. It was like way out of the way from the rest of the stuff. Everything else is walking distance. And we got there at 5:42, and we walk up, and they're like, "You can't do it." We're like, I was pissed. I was like, "What do you mean we can't do it?" She goes, "You don't have enough time. It takes 20 minutes. You can't do it." I was like, "You're not even going to let us try?" Because that completely nullifies us from winning. There's not even a chance now. And she's like, "No, we're done at 6." I was like, no, it says here we have until 6. You're telling me that we really have until 5:40, and I was arguing with her. And I dropped the F-bomb a few times, because it might have been right after we went to Raleigh Typhoon and I had that margarita. I'm pretty sure that was the next stop. But I was pissed, and I was like, well, that's fucked up. And they're like, this old lady group came up, and they were mad. They'd just finished, and they were like, we'll vouch for you. Da, da, da. I was like, how long did it take you guys? It said 10 minutes. I was like, you mean to tell me that these old ladies got it done in 10 minutes and we have 18 and can't even try? And so I was pissed. But so we get back 15 minutes before the race ended. You know, you had to be back. The race ended at 9 o'clock. So we were walking around Raleigh from 8:30 until 12:30 until 8:45.
Oh,
Okay, and then we got back to the to Tir Na Nog. And I'll tell you what, too. By the way, another example. You've been to Woody's?
yeah.
This was
Wait a
actually a
minute.
good one.
Woody's downtown?
Yeah.
No,
That
I've been
was-
to Woody's in Cary.
Oh, there's a Woody's downtown. That was involved in it too. And like that
Oh.
was an okay one. They had a wrong answer, which I was kind of pissed about. The question was who has Wicked Weed, which is a beer. And they had a couple Wicked Weed signs. I was like, well, that's got to be Wicked Weed. That's a pot leaf. But it didn't say Wicked Weed, so I'm like looking to find a sign that says who has Wicked Weed or an advertisement or something. And hidden behind a TV was a thing that said like Scotty's Wicked or something like that. It was another brewery, and that was the answer. Scotty's Wicked has Wicked Weed. And Sean was like, well, that's the guy. Fuck. Oops. Yeah. Oh well. He was like, well, that's not even accurate. They're completely different breweries. I was
Yeah,
like,
it is.
what? He goes, yeah, those aren't the same breweries. They're completely different. And I was like, no
And he
shit.
knows
He goes,
beer.
yeah. Yeah, he was like, yeah, this was, he like knew when they started and shit like that. So I was a little bit pissed off at that. But I couldn't even get them to turn on the fights. No one would
Oh.
turn on the fucking fights. Like, I'm like, can you guys turn on the fights? And they looked at me like I just asked for a tiddlywink competition. So we get back
What?
to Tir Na Nog, and it's 8:45. I finally get the fights on. So now I can finally at least watch. So now let's catch up on where you were. Did you see Fight Pass fights?
I did not.
Okay. I don't know who any of these people are, so I'm going to blow through them, but I'll mention their names so if they get famous, we can say, hey, we talked about them. Noah Lahat beats
Oh.
Steven Seiler. I do know Steven Seiler. He's probably on his way out of the UFC. Joanna Jedrzejczyk beat Juliana Lima. These are all decisions. Gilbert Burns beat Andreas Stahl. And Tiago Trader beat Akbar Areola, who has a much better name. What the fuck are you listening to?
I'm turning on Fight Pass and it's being loud now.
So the prelims. Now this is what you got to see. So
Yeah, it was
let's see what
fantastic.
you remember about the prelims. You saw Brian Ortega beat Michael De La Torre by submission with a rear naked choke. Do you remember that one? Because I know you weren't
That-
watching this planning on reviewing them.
Yeah, that you're correct. That was a good fight. Ortega, is he Spanish, Hispanic?
I don't know. He's got to be. There's a salsa named after him.
But he looked and sounded American or English.
That's
American.
racist. That's not going to help
But-
solve world problems in a couple minutes.
He came in like a black belt fighting a white belt. The
Really?
dude was top notch. He come in and just owned that dude. That was a good fight.
Well, maybe I'll watch it one day. It was fast. It ended in the first round. I thought it ended in the third round. My eyes must have been
Oh,
jumping
yeah.
to the next line.
He was relentless. I mean, he took advantage of every. There was no okay, punch him, stand back and say okay, is he stunned? I mean, he was on him like a blanket. Oh, it was a good fight.
Huh, okay.
Good jiu-jitsu.
Tim Means and Hernani Perpetuo.
Oh, okay, I remember that because I was very impressed with Tim Means' feet. Very good kicking game. I think he's some type of kickbox champion.
Okay.
He kind of controlled the fight, but he picked his punches, picked his kicks,
Picked his nose.
he picked everything but his nose.
He picked his butt? That's gross. And his belly button? Like, can
Yeah,
you
that
imagine,
was
like,
gross.
mixed martial arts for, like, 4-year-olds? And, like, you could, like, stick your finger in your belly button and, like, put it in his face and he would tap out to that. That
Or
would be a submission move.
you could stick your finger in your belly button and run him around the ring, like chase him in a circle.
Yeah, you could do so much. Like remember the Eddie Murphy bit? Doo doo. He put doo doo on a stick and like walk around. Doo doo. Gonna put it on you. Put it on you.
Everybody under
All right.
40 just tuned out.
So Tim, Tim Means beat Hernani Perpetuo.
Yeah, need to
Patrick
watch that one. That was a good one.
Patrick Cummins retired Kyle Kingsbury. And
I
this
do
was
not.
according to this one, it was a unanimous decision, and the scores were 30-27, normal, 30-25, and 30-24. Did Patrick Cummins, and if that's what happened to Kyle Kingsbury, did he really dominate him that badly?
He did, and I remember
Man.
commenting to myself, this is the way judging needs to be done. It doesn't need to be, 29-28, 30-29. It was really, and as soon as it happened, I thought about you because you've always said, do you ever see a 27-29 or a 28-29? Yeah, this was legit. Some of the best scoring I've seen.
That sounds like fuzzy math to me.
Well, more than 1 point spread.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, and you see 10-8 rounds sometimes. I don't know that I can recall off the top of my head a judge giving 3 rounds with 10-8 rounds. Chael might have against Anderson, but because it was it ended in the 5th, I think he only got 2-point rounds against him. It probably would have been 3 if not for the ending their first fight. But that was, and Kyle Kingsbury is a good fighter. He hadn't fought in a while because of his eye, but he was a solid fighter. So, there
was a lot of eye pokes too. I remember, and there was one a fake cup kick, like cup check.
In that fight, I know there was one later too.
I don't remember which fight it was.
Did you now Jorge Masvidal beat Darren Cruikshank? How did Darren Cruikshank look? Is he going to be back or is he done?
Well, I wanted Cruikshank to win, but just because I know of him, but he didn't put on a good fight. I don't think he did. I don't think he's out, but if he got ousted, it wouldn't shock me.
Has he had a string? Let me see. He might have had 2 in a row. Let's see. Well, no, he's not out. I'm sorry. He just won. He just came off 2. I'm going back too far for that Adriano Martins fight. I was thinking he lost more recently than that. All right, so he's not gone. Okay, good. Because I do like Darren Cruikshank. I like watching him fight. I just thought he was on a skid, and I was wrong.
Well, he was on a different level in this fight, though. It's like he needed to be 2 fights from now. Didn't need to be this fight.
Well, hopefully he'll bounce back. Now we get into the main card. Bobby Green, and this is literally, I got to watch, this is when I was starting to be able to watch it. I got to watch the last minute of this fight. And from what I saw of their responses, I figured this would be fight in the night, but I guess we didn't plan on Lawler and Brown. Was that, you got to see that one, right? If you went over?
No, because that went the distance, right?
Yeah.
No, it cut off, and something about it was not enough to make me want to keep watching it. And when it went off, I'm like, whatever, and I turned it off. So.
Yeah. Well, Bobby Green beat Josh Thompson. Good for him. The guy's brother just died a few months ago. He got shot and killed, and it's his first fight since that. So cool. Although I like.
Hold on,
Josh
let me jump
Thompson.
around a second. Did you say?
Yeah.
Somebody
That's
got
a
their
good
hand
look
shot?
right there.
Somebody got their hand shot? They shot their own hand?
Oh, boy, I didn't notice your face until just now. You're feeling good, aren't you? Wow.
These are empty. Oh.
Yeah, we'll do the nugget. That's one of the nuggets. So Dennis Bermudez beat Clay Guida. I kind of saw that fight, and Bermudez just kind of owned him. It wasn't really close. Anthony Johnson and Antonio Roger.
Go back to Guida. Guida got owned?
Guida's about done. He's getting older. he's not fighting the same since he went over to Greg Jackson. It just, I'm not exactly like, ooh, Clay Guida, like, you know, it used to be. He used to have fun fights and just go, and it just doesn't work anymore. That's a good look,
Yes.
too. Oh, that's what he does. Yeah, it is. I know what you just did. So Anthony Johnson and Nogueira, did you see that? Did you see a GIF of it at least?
I did not. And I'll tell you,
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know who won that fight.
All right, here's the deal. And by the way, this is why I couldn't watch the fights. I don't even think you know why I couldn't watch the fights. I, of course, had my DVR set for him, but my DVR's been acting up, and I made an appointment with Time Warner Cable for 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning. Okay, because I didn't know.
So they were at, what, 8:15, 8:20?
I didn't know
Maybe.
this fucking scavenger hunt was going to last forever. I figured I'll be done at 4 and I'll be home in time for the fights. Maybe I'll miss a couple minutes and I'll just skip past it and everything's good. No, they were there at 8:15. And that's after I got a text message from my boss who texted it to the wrong person. He was trying to text it to the wife.
Yeah.
And he was saying that Time Warner Cable will be there between 10 and 11. Well, because I got this new phone, I don't have all my contacts in. I saw a phone number and a thing that said 10 to 11, and I said, cool, I can stay up a little bit later. I have a little more time to watch the fights. Because I didn't look at the number anyway. I just saw that and figured I got lucky. Yeah!
That is funny.
Yeah, so I was up until like 2, okay? Just fucking watching TV and hanging out. And then I woke up at 8 and took my dog out, and then the phone rang. Hi, this is Time Warner Cable. So this is the only fight that I watched because I saw it in the bar. I highly encourage you. You know what? You should try to look it up now.
Well, I'm on Fight Pass now.
It's probably
I don't know
not
how
on
to-
Fight Pass yet because they can't air it right away because of TV restrictions. It probably won't be on Fight Pass for a month. They're typically 30 days. Go on YouTube or maybe just do an image search and look for a GIF of the Anthony Johnson Antonio Nogueira fight. You can watch the fight. It's only 45 seconds long. Now, a little background while you look for that on Anthony Johnson. He's fighting at 205 now. This is his second stint in the UFC because he constantly missed weight. He used to fight at 170 pounds, and he constantly missed weight. He fought at heavyweight at one point, and he seems to have found his perfect weight class at 205 because he's huge, too. That's the thing. He looks fucking monstrous. Now, are you finding it?
Well, I got a bunch of... I just put in Anthony Johnson Nogueira fight.
Are you looking on videos or images?
Hold on, videos. Bam.
Yeah, look,
Okay,
look
I got it.
Look. I'm sure it's on somewhere. That was Anthony Johnson. That's why I thought that. I guess you didn't get that Tommy Told thing that I was playing when you got on, because I didn't know that you hadn't seen that fight. That makes sense now. Remember where I was like listening to this, and he was like, "I don't know if I wasn't supposed to. Was I supposed to rip him in half and throw him at Mike Goldberg to make it more like?" That's what he was talking about, to make it more scary. That was he fucking pummeled Nogueira, and I hope both Nogueiras are done. I don't want to see him fight anymore.
Oh, I'm watching it now. Boom, boom, boom. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Did Nogueira even... Oh, uppercut.
I was waiting for the uppercut reaction. There it was.
I'm telling you, the most underrated punch used in MMA today, when you watch these guys fight, they dodge with their head down, and they're not using this uppercut. They need to use more uppercuts. So any UFC fighters listening, and I know we have a few, don't we?
Did you
yes,
say
we
fighters?
do have a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to use the uppercut more. I'm telling you.
Could. I don't know.
That was a damn good. Oh
no,
that was Little Nog, right?
Yeah, uppercuts are, and Little Nog's a little bit tough. Uppercuts they're both tough, but I still hope they retire. Uppercuts are tough to pull off in MMA because when you're in that range, you got to watch out.
Well, you're in elbow
Johnson
range
was
there.
just fucking holy shit. Those uppercuts were like, whoa! So I did get to see that in the bar, and I saw it at home before the cable box was taken away.
By the way, what happens when you're on hold with Time Warner Cable?
Oh, fuck Time Warner Cable. Those guys. Do you want to hear that? You know how many times I listened to... Who's Victor Cruz? I know his name now, and I don't fucking know who he is because I had to listen to his stupid message so many times from calling back, from getting disconnected. One bitch hung up on me in the middle of telling me that she wanted me to troubleshoot my computer. And I was like, I'm not going to troubleshoot the computer. This is the modem. It has nothing to do with the computer. Okay, and she started like trying to trick me into troubleshooting my computer. And like I went through the first step and just kind of went with it, and then she's like, "Now tell me." I was like, "No, this isn't the computer. I'm not telling you anymore. This is nothing. It's fix this." And she's like, "Oh well, sir." Click. She was gone. Bitch hung up on me. But yeah, who is Victor Cruz?
Football player for the Giants, I think.
I have never ever heard of him. If you're gonna take a sports athlete and use it on something like Time Warner, make it a big name. Don't make it someone who doesn't really watch football isn't going to know.
So you mean like a coach of a 4-time winning Super Bowl champion?
Yeah, who used to have a wonderful drinking system in his house when he lived here.
Oh, you do know about that, huh?
No, you didn't. Did you know that?
I knew he lived here, and I knew some people who installed some stuff in his house and plumbing.
Yeah.
But I didn't know you guys had installed a water system in there.
Yeah.
I heard I heard his wife was not a very nice person.
I would be willing to bet that's incorrect. I've talked to her a few times.
Really?
Bubbles,
You know she's no longer with us.
Yes, I do. We actually sent condolences to him on that. Bubbles was he saw her all the time for service. Like,
really?
Yeah, he was always over there because you got to service him every 6 months to a year.
Well, he would probably know better than the guy I talked to.
Probably.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because I didn't like hearing the other part I heard.
No, I don't. I've never picked up on that from her, and Bubbles never said anything about it either. But yeah, pick someone who you fucking know. So Matt Brown, the fight of the night. Matt Brown and Robbie Lawler. How did you have that? Because I had it 2-2 going into the fifth.
I did too. And if they would have said, whose ever hand they raised, I would have said they probably won. That's how close it was to me.
Oleg, by the way, just said that apparently this Victor Cruz guy does the salsa dance after every touchdown. So he's that guy.
Oh, I know who that is. Yeah.
That guy. So, yeah, the Matt Brown-Robbie Lawler fight. So here's the thing.
Well, see, when it started, I said Matt Brown is going to be dead in 40 seconds. I thought he was going to be killed.
No, I didn't think it would be dead.
He took a beating. He took it like a man and stood up. I was very impressed.
Well, he doesn't believe in head movement. He just kind of puts his face out there and just says, "Yeah, go ahead and hit me. This is my distraction. While you do this, I'm going to do something to you." And he gets away with it because he's a tough motherfucker. He was there, by the way, when Diamond Darrell was killed.
What?
He was at that show. Yeah, there's a video if you look it up. There's a video of him talking about it.
I've seen the actual video of the shooting, but
no, there's a video of him talking about. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that when it happened. I was a big Pantera guy.
Yeah.
You're talking to the Metalhead guy. Well, now I'm kind of everything, but there used to be Metalhead guy. But yeah, Matt Brown.
James Taylor's in town tomorrow night, by the way.
Matt Brown apparently, is he gonna like sing "I Live in America" and his greatest hits and stuff?
No, supposedly he's going with his new album.
In America.
No, James Taylor, not James Brown's dead. James Taylor.
Hi.
He's dead.
I would love to. James Brown's dead?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
He
there's
is
been a big
not.
battle over his body for the longest time. They didn't even bury him for like 4 months. He's been dead like 2 years. James
No.
Taylor, North
Holy
Carolina
shit! He
native.
died in he died on Christmas in 2006. I had no clue. I wow.
What- read about the controversy about his body.
All right,
It took
I'll
forever for him to bury. I don't know if he's buried today.
I'll look at that too. I had no clue that he was. Wow. Holy cow. Okay, well I guess it's not him. That takes care of that joke.
Yeah,
I would
it's gonna be
love to
the
hear. That would be good. James
Copperhead
Taylor should
Road.
do a James Brown like
Ow!
yeah, he should do a James Brown cover. James Taylor sings James. That could be a Saturday Night Live skit. It'd be funnier than half the other shit they put on there.
Oh, yes.
So, Matt Brown broke his hand, which I think everyone saw when that happened too, and he still fucking punched with it. He just says "fuck it."
Well,
Just,
I never heard about the aftermath, but I knew when it happened, you could tell his hand was broke, and he wasn't punching. And then all of a sudden, he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna punch you with it anyway." So what came of that? I mean, was it bad broke or just a fracture or?
I never heard if it was bad broke or little broke. I think it is broken. Someone, and I don't know if it was him, someone just did that recently, and it might have been this fight. I don't remember, but they asked him about that, and he just said, "Well, I kind of figured it must have been someone else. I kind of figured, UFC's gonna pay for whatever needs to happen for recovery, so fuck it." And he just kept throwing with the same hand. And I was like, well, I get that. If I don't got to pay for it, fuck it. Break my hand. They'll fix it. I want an extra $40,000 or whatever the win bonus is. That was a hell of a fight. There was one round that was kind of blah. I think it was either 3 or 4. I don't remember. It was just kind of eh. And then I think it was 4. And then round 5 came out, and I had it 2-2 because I gave Brown 1 and 3. I think most people didn't give him 1, but I gave him round 1. And that 5th round was fucking nuts, man. They were going crazy.
Yeah, they were.
That was fun.
Yes.
So that got Robbie Lawler a title shot. So we get to see that Johnny Hendricks rematch at some point whenever Johnny Hendricks is back. So Nuggets. Now let's talk about your nugget. Joe Riggs, who you probably don't know, is back. Just signed with the UFC again. Stop. My gun's too far away. That's not fair. And what if it's loaded?
That's the problem. You got to have your gun. It is loaded.
Oh, you don't have your finger on a trigger. I thought you were trying to shoot me.
No.
I didn't want to have an accidental death. No, Joe Riggs just got back in the UFC. He won that Bellator Fight Master bullshit, and he's back in the UFC. Good for him. I like the guy. He seems like a nice guy. Just signed a fight with Paulo Thiago, who I didn't even know was still in the UFC. He's had like 2 3-fight losing streaks, and he's on his second one right now. And I think the only reason, and I love him for this, the only reason he's still there is because he knocked the shit out of Josh Koscheck. And I love watching that clip. I like watching Paulo, because I don't like Josh Koscheck. I like watching Paulo Thiago knock him out.
Wait a minute. I thought you liked Koscheck.
Oh, I fucking hate Koscheck. Fuck that guy. So, and if you're listening, Josh Koscheck, we'd love to have you on the show. What's it called? Apparently he was cleaning his gun, and he shot himself in his hand and his leg. Because I guess he missed the part.
Who did?
In class. Joe Riggs did. He must have missed the part in class where they say, before you clean your gun, you should clear your gun. So now he's out of the fight that he just got, and I'm sure he'll be fine, but it's just like, what the fuck, man? Like, are you that dumb?
I guarantee you, I can tell you how how he did that. You want to know?
How? Yeah.
I don't know this, but I'm gonna tell you.
He was drinking?
If you have a gun, unlike mine, Smith & Wesson, when you rack the action on it, you have to pull the trigger to clear it, right?
Uh-huh.
Because if not, you've got a loaded hammer, a cocked hammer.
Yeah.
I guarantee you he had one in the chamber, and he ragged it, and he pulled the trigger to clear it, and that's how it happened. I will bet you.
Well, fine. All right, fine. Let's go with that. If you're gonna do that, and you're gonna clear the chamber using the old pull and pray,
Yeah, don't aim it
why
towards
would
yourself.
you do it with your hand on top of your leg? Be like, all right, I wonder if this is chambered or not. Oh, yeah, it was. Like, aim somewhere else. So I don't know. I think maybe some alcohol was involved or something. But yeah, so he's lost his fight. Kevin Casey and Robert Drysdale both are on suspension right now, pending hearings. Kevin Casey tested positive for some droslamine or some shit, and probably to cut weight because it was a short notice fight. But he just got back into UFC. Like, just say no, I can't make the weight. I really want to come back though. Yeah, because now he's going to look like a douchebag. And then Robert Drysdale had elevated levels. Huh?
Did you hear about the golfer?
What golfer?
A very popular golfer just got suspended 6 months for cocaine.
Tiger Woods.
Dustin Johnson.
I have
If
no
you don't
clue
follow
who
golf,
that
you
is.
know him. But if you follow golf, he's a very popular golfer. Very
Yeah,
highly ranked in the world.
I've never heard of him before.
Yeah.
I have an elementary school friend who is a professional golfer.
On the tour? Or at a pro
He used
shop?
to tour. No, he used to tour. I don't know if he still does. Chad Mosley, he used to do PGA stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, he was and this is what I remember. This is funny how the brain works, especially as a kid. This is what I remember about him. There was a bee like sitting there, and I guess we were going somewhere, and he just looked at a bee and said, "Hi, Mr. Bee," and just kept on walking. And that's what I remember about Chad Mosley. And then I guess the big news of the week, and the only real news that I consider happening anymore for MMA right now, well, this week, Nick Diaz and Anderson Silva are fighting, headlining the Super Bowl weekend card. Now, you rolled your eyes. Why'd you roll your eyes?
Because I'm like you. Would you hope somebody, I forgot who you said, didn't fight anymore? I like the Diaz brothers because there's something to talk about, but I hate their cockiness. Hate them. Although I would pay to watch them fight. Huh?
But you can't take away that Nick Diaz is a fun fighter to watch.
Yes. I would still pay to watch him fight, but I do not like him.
Okay. Yeah, I am lukewarm on this fight, and I don't want to break it down right now because it's not till Super Bowl. Who knows what's going to happen? I like the idea of them fighting, but I don't know that it's really, they've both been gone for a while. It could really suck too. It could be like a terrible, terrible fight.
Not with a Diaz brother in there. You know that's not going to happen.
Hey, look, he got his ass beat by GSP. GSP wouldn't let him do shit. And that's just because he had a bad nap. So, let me ask you this, because I don't think I want to go over all of these things to fix the world. But I will. This started, by the way. Did you even know where this started from? The MMA podcast said something about he's
Who's
generally a left guy.
Who's that?
But who?
MMA who?
The
What?
MMA podcast.
I don't listen to him. I have never listened to his podcast.
He said something like, I generally sway to the left, but why did I just see like an illegal immigrant get a license?
I did see that.
And that's where this started. It's like, ooh, we need to solve world issues. This is the best thing we can do is fix everything. And so that's where this started. This whole let's fix the world started here. I think this needs to be a regular thing. Like, we need to make this just a regular bit and we pick like 2 topics and save the world.
All right.
I like this idea. So that's how it came up. Now, I think maybe the 2 good ones would be police brutality and gay marriage, because gay marriage is once again back up in our local news. Because I don't know why. Because everyone's a fucking idiot.
Because we're in North Carolina. Yeah, I don't care. If you want to get married, I don't care. If you want to get divorced, I don't care. Do what you want to do, right?
Go. This is, and I'll say this. I typically sway to the right, but
Yep.
not on this one. I don't
Yep.
care. This
I
is
don't
one of the
care.
dumbest things that the government has people focusing on, and it's great for them because it's wag the dog. They can
Oh,
get
yeah.
us fighting about, gay marriage and gun control and things like that, and then they can go sneak things into the house and pass them as laws and all the bullshit that they do.
You know,
Here
if
you
the
go.
MMA enthusiasts and MMA podcast wanted to get married, and we know they do, I don't care. They can
I
do
thought
what
they
they
were
want.
already married. Um,
Oh, I
I
didn't
thought
get an
that
invite.
happened a while ago. But yeah, it's just this is so stupid. This isn't any. You really worried about the sanctity of marriage? If you're really worried about the sanctity of marriage, and you truly care about marriage, you ban divorce. That's what you ban. When you get married, you are not allowed to get divorced because you're not supposed to in the Bible, but plenty of Christian people go out there and get divorced. And I'm not saying they're bad people. They can be fine people. But you can't pick and choose certain things. If you want it that way, then you have to get the government to say, "Hey, you can't get divorced anymore." Boom, problem solved. I don't care
Take
if you're
Facebook.
gay. You want to be gay, go be gay. And then
Yes.
police brutality. Now we talked about this. Oh, actually, we have to solve that. We got to talk about that McDonald's thing. So there's one more thing we got to talk about. But police
Police brutality.
brutality.
I
This
used to
this.
be
I'm checking
100%.
Facebook, by the way.
I used to
Yeah.
be 100% cops, cops, cops. Cops are the good guys. I've watched so many YouTube videos with cops being assholes. I am
Yeah.
pretty much anti-cop, even though I know that's not the majority of them. I am so sick of cops and their authority. You see cops pulling over cops and letting them go. They
Hmm.
can do whatever they want, and what are you going to do about it? You know, I've been
Here's.
watching a bunch of videos about people videotaping federal buildings, and the guys come up and get in their face being assholes about it. And I actually printed the document that says from the Supreme Court that says you can videotape um, federal buildings, and there's nothing they can do about it. I mean, they take their authority, and I understand they have to be an authoritative figure at some points, but they can do what they want whenever they want. They can speed, they can knock you out. The good thing is with the camera these days is more of them are getting caught doing it,
That's what
and
I.
I am
Yeah.
all love it.
That's what's going to change things. The fact of the matter is, I don't know if the cop was in the right or in the wrong. Supposedly the guy who died was just breaking up a fight. Then I heard other stuff about illegal cigarette tax, and supposedly they were tied in together. He really was breaking up a fight, but the cops were wanting him for the cigarette tax thing, and he
Yeah,
was
I mean,
pissed off because he was breaking the law and he got caught, I guess. And look, people, you got to look at this from an objective point of view. You can't be the guy's a terrible person. He does no, he might not be. He's a dad of like 8,000 kids, and people were talking about, oh, he needs to stop having kids. Why does he need to stop having kids? Maybe he's a really good dad. It's just shut up with all your stupid opinions. But it's going to change. These videos like this are going to change how police are looked at. Because, and this is where I got in earlier, I don't even think we were just talking. The psychology that the police should train in to understand how people think so that they can relate to them better and to calm themselves and maybe keep themselves under control because they're acting like fucking idiots. So I totally think the police are at fault here, and I'm not saying they're at total fault. I'm not saying that the guy wasn't a mess physically. He had asthma, he was overweight, and that's not a good combination if you're already pissed off. Maybe he had high blood pressure. I would imagine so. But the way the cop choked him was a terrible choke. That's not the way you choke somebody.
A blood choke, he'd be out in 15 seconds or 5
Yes,
seconds.
and
Exactly. Yeah,
that's
I
more
I
than
thought the same
reasonable.
thing.
You don't fucking because I'm sure the cop was pulling too. You don't fucking pull on the guy's windpipe with your forearm, and then you can hear him say, "I can't breathe," and he holds on to it for a little bit longer, and then as soon as the chokehold is let go, you still hear him say, "I can't breathe," and the cop has his like neck, knee on his face and shit, and it's like, yeah, this isn't good. Now, did you see the other video?
Oh, I don't think
There's
so.
there's a
My son was
there,
telling me about another one in the subway.
there's no. There's a second video of this guy.
Oh. Oh,
This
hold
one,
on. Before you get there, stopping somebody for selling cigarettes without taxes is the most bullshit stoppage of any sort. I mean, that's just petty.
okay, good point. I blew right past that. That's
Yeah.
that's pretty bad. I mean, you really got to be digging on this guy who, from all accounts, was just breaking up a fight between two other people. You really got to not like this guy. He mentioned
There's murder,
stop.
rapes,
You
and
heard the guy
kidnapping
say,
going on in New York City.
well,
They're not.
you
They're
heard.
not.
That's a good point because if you remember in the video, you heard the guy say, and I guess that would do it. It kind of ties together. He was saying, "I'm tired of y'all harassing me. Leave me alone." Like they don't even know. Like he hasn't even been found guilty of anything. They're just investigating him for something. And that's the kind of thing. I had a buddy. You might not know this. He wasn't a buddy when I was a kid. At our condominium, he was an adult and he played basketball with us. Like we had a big group of basketball that we played every day.
Oh,
And
ho,
this,
ho, ho. I
yeah,
thought you were a white guy.
I could shoot from the outside. I can't dribble for shit,
Oh,
but I could
okay.
I could throw some 3-pointers. So he wound up killing himself because he was apparently a big mob guy. I never knew it. I had no clue. And he wound up killing himself because the government finally cracked down on him for tax evasion. Like that's the type of thing where like if they're going after cigarette tax shit, there's something else there. There's something else behind it. But there's a second video from inside the building. And it's the video of the aftermath. He's already handcuffed and they just have him on his side. Okay? You see no movement in his chest, no movement in his stomach. His head is just limp going down. For 5 minutes, they sit him there like that while everyone's watching. You
Yeah,
had to
telling
know
people
he
get
was,
back, get back, get back.
yeah, you had to know that he was dead, but they didn't want to look bad in front of all the other people they knew was being recorded, and
Yeah.
they literally didn't try to revive the guy. 5 minutes, he just sat there. They kind of went through his pants pockets, and it was like, are you fucking kidding me? You guys should all be fired.
Yeah.
That right there, that's your lawsuit. Forgetting everything else, whether the choke did it or his heart did it or asthma or whatever. Those guys should all lose their jobs and should be liable for that because they didn't even try to save his life.
Well, the only reason they will, if they get convicted, is because there's video. If there wasn't video, it'd be just another day on the job Monday morning.
Yeah, and that's true. And that's how this is all going to change. And I think we're going to get to maybe some better police work and people. Definitely police are going to be held more and more accountable for their actions because there's already talk. They want what is it? They want full cameras on like the Google Glass things. People are talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
that for
Yeah, I bet the
all
cops don't want that.
Yeah, because now everything they do is being recorded. And really, I think there should be a live stream of it. You can look at every cop out there. And I mean patrol officer, not like fucking undercover agents.
Yeah.
But every patrol officer, you can see and watch everything is monitored for the police. That's
Yep.
what I want to see. But the government doesn't want the people monitoring it. They want to
Yes.
monitor the people. But I think that's going to wind up changing. By the way, Oleg said Brown looked a little off, and I didn't know that. He said, was there any news on if he had an injury in camp? I didn't know he had an injury
Can
in
you
camp.
text me Oleg's address? Because I'm going to go over and whip his ass.
Why are you going to whip his
strike
ass?
that, because he's wrong. No, I'm just joking. Don't tell him I said that.
Hey, we can set up a fight, too.
No.
Word on the streets does their fights. We can do a fight. All right, I'll ref.
No, that's not good.
It won't be like the WWF where like smash you in the head. It won't be that bad. By the way, fuck Ebola. I don't know why the fuck we're bringing those people back. I'm all for saving the Americans, but maybe we should fly the doctors over to them and let them treat them over there and then bring them back.
Yeah, put the clinic in a plane, leave the plane there, and get a helicopter out or something.
Yeah, I mean this is one of this might be the dumbest thing that our government has done recently. Like, really, guys? This is a good idea, huh? Okay. And I'll post the video. The cheeseburger and hydraulic acid. Did you like that video? That's a good look.
Did you say hydraulic acid? Did you just say hydraulic acid?
I might have said hydraulic acid.
No, you definitely said hydraulic. Hydrofluoric acid.
Yeah, hydrofluoric acid.
Hydrochloric. Chloric. What a terrible scientist you were going to make when you get out of college.
Yeah, that acid.
Did you check
so? I don't want to laugh too much because my throat's dry. Holy crap! I might have to have you talk about that cheeseburger for a minute and go get a soda. Yeah, so there's a video of a cheeseburger being dipped into what?
Hydrochloric acid.
Yeah,
on geekology.com. By the way, I'm going to Snopes to check that out later.
That's the stomach acid shit. And this scientist guy, he looked like a scientist and he talked like a scientist. Like I'm saying, it wasn't like you or me sitting around pouring hydrochloric acid shit with McDonald's. I think this was an actual experiment with parameters. He takes
no, hold
cheeseburger.
Now, see,
all
that's
right.
the problem is we don't know what would a organic tomato do in the same thing either versus this. So it was not controlled.
Hold on, talk about that for a second, because I want to. If you're bringing that up, I'm gonna bring something up. Hold on, I need a drink. Hold on. Talk.
So what he's talking about is they dip a McDonald's cheeseburger into hydrochloric acid for, they say, 3 hours. They lift it back up and it's kind of sort of decaying, which is different from if it was in your stomach and it was already chewed up when it got in there, and it ate it up. But it's not as bad as what you would expect it to be after being in hydrochloric acid for 3 hours. But I would like to see it controlled with something else. A Wendy's cheeseburger or a Bojangles chicken sandwich. I would like to see what the difference is with that and something else.
Did you ever see Super Size Me?
I didn't, but I do want to watch that.
I'm sure it's on Netflix. It was a good movie, and it was very interesting. One of the special features, I don't think it was in the movie. I'm pretty sure it was one of the special features on the DVD, because this is back when people used to rent DVDs and watch the special features. It was him doing an experiment with McDonald's French fries and another like little burger cafe joint French fries. He bought one of each. He put them on plates and he covered the plates. And he watched what happened to him over the course of like a month or 2 months. The French fries from McDonald's, just like you see in your car, looked exactly the same. Yes, looked like brand new. Still have that shine. The potatoes.
Like if you saw it, you might go, "Yeah, I might eat this thing."
Yeah, like I wonder if this is from last night or last year. The potatoes from the small shop were molded and and like deteriorated and black and gross and nasty. That said a lot. Because I
Okay,
wondered what kind of stuff that small place was putting in their food to make it do that to us.
tomorrow I want you to go to Five Guys Burgers and get some fries,
I'm not
and go to
going to,
McDonald's.
but I don't know that I want to
And
drive that far. But I would not let one Five Guy fry go to waste.
it's a lot of fries. That's a
No,
big.
I have eaten a large fry from Five Guy by myself, no problem. Now you making me
No,
want fucking Five Guys, you fucking asshole.
you have eaten a large. My whole family eats a
Yeah.
small fry.
No, I could eat a large. Yeah, I've eaten a large Five Guy, no problem. I'll bet. I'll
I don't
bet.
believe it. I don't
I
believe
will.
it.
I don't care if you believe it. I tell you what, you take me to Five Guys, and I'll bet food that I will eat a large French fry by myself. That's not a problem.
I don't believe it. I
Yeah,
still don't believe it,
no problem.
even though you're braggadocio.
Hey, look, I got into the 240s, by the way. And I got back in there tonight when... by the way, I've been fucked up all day, man.
What's in your hand?
Pringles? Is that wrong? So,
Nah.
we went and saw the movie last night. Great movie. I started getting a headache in the movie, and I came home and hadn't eaten since lunch. And I didn't eat anything when I got home. And I didn't eat anything today until about 6. I took a dump, and sorry people, but this is the reality of it. And
And
I
nothing
was
but
like,
air
ooh.
came out.
I was like, ooh, damn, this is, I got more in there. And I was like, oh, shit. So I went to the bathroom 6 times overnight. I don't know what it
No.
was from. I have no clue what did it. I went twice at work today, and I haven't gone since because I think I'm replenishing. There's got to be nothing else in there.
Did the boss lady ask you to leave?
No, she left for lunch.
She never came back.
She conveniently came up with a
That-
lunch that happened when I think
You
about
work
it.
in her house though, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, I was in bad shape today, man. I was miserable at work today. No, everyone was nice to me, so what the hell was I talking about? Oh, Supersize Me. Fries. I
Yep.
would eat all those fries. This is when
So
we're
he
getting
had,
good.
yeah,
Maybe
you already
we should
finished that
solve one
He
more
had
world problem.
McDonald's fries and Five Guys
Yeah,
fries.
that made me, when you said you want to see what happens with a different kind of burger,
in
that
your
made
hand?
me think of that. It's still Pringles. I got
Oh.
I got some I'm two-fisting. Because this is the supply stack, and this is a stack that's supposed to be eaten. I just haven't eaten yet. You gotta be prepared. So
Supply
you
and
know,
demand.
well, yeah, you pull out your Pringles and you say, I'm going to eat 2 at a time. So you take 2, and then you've got your eat and your supply. And then you eat, and you go back to your supply. It's like a war.
I can only eat Pringles 2 at a time. I will
Yeah.
not eat a Pringle.
No, a single Pringle doesn't work, and 3 is too much.
Yep.
It has to be 2. This is 2?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that wasn't just me. I
No,
really just figured
I
I'm
thought
the
I
only
was
one
the
who
only
ever
one.
did that. I think
No,
there might be
2.
something here. This is a marketing idea. All
Will you
right,
marry me?
I'm going to pitch it to Pringles, and I'll split it with you.
Twofer.
Yeah.
We'll call it Pringles Twofer.
Yeah, because there's got to be something there. I bet there's a lot of people out there that only eat Pringles by the dose. That could be the tagline, Pringles by the dose.
I
That
think I
sounds
saw
cool.
somebody eating them one at a time, and I'm like, how do you do that? I can't do that.
Well, if you eat one at a time, sometimes it feels like you're eating with a stranger.
Yeah.
Isn't that how it works?
Like if your hand's numb and you eat one at a time, it's like a stranger.
Yeah, all right, one more. Let's talk about this world problem because I'm starting to feel real good right now. How are you doing? I'm just kicking. I'll solve more problems if you want. I'm just starting to kick now. I think I needed that soda, and I'm going to take another thing there. And yeah, I'm feeling good. Did you hear about Clinton?
What about him?
And I was just
Which one?
talking
Him
about
or
him at
her?
work. Bill, him. I was just talking about him at work about how he could have been considered one of the greater presidents, regardless of my feelings on him and his politics. If he didn't fuck everything up, he could have been in Reagan status.
Yep.
But he fucked it all up. He just said, I think he just said it, it just came out if he didn't at some Australian dinner or something, that he could have killed Osama bin Laden. I think it said hours before the September 11th attacks. He knew where he was. Or not
He was the
hours. No,
president
not
then.
hours. I take that back. It wasn't hours. And
He
at
was the
some point,
president during the Cole,
yeah,
USS
yeah,
Cole.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I just, as I was saying that, I realized that that can't be right. And
Yeah.
then at some point during his pregnancy, during his presidency, yeah, I'm not sure you can take anything I say for reality right now. At some point in his presidency, he could have killed him, but he would have had to call a big airstrike and kill like 300 innocent people, and he didn't want to be that guy. He's like, that would be what he does. He's going to kill however many of us it takes to get his target, and I think I kind of get that.
Oh, I'm looking at it right here. I could have killed bin Laden.
Mm-hmm.
It says
Is this
hours
loud?
before 9/11. That doesn't add up, though. It
No,
does say
so you
hours
saw
before
that too?
9/11. Yeah, I'm looking at it right here on CBS News. Before the day before
Oh.
the terror attacks on September 11th, President.
Oleg accepted your challenge.
I told you not to tell him I said that.
You told him you said that.
Tell him to
Well,
show up at 12:30 tomorrow. 12:35.
12:35. By the way,
Yep.
there's a food truck rodeo at 9 o'clock in the morning here. Because who doesn't want food truck food at 9 o'clock in the morning?
Where?
And down the street from where I'm going to be.
Really?
At the farmer's market. From 9 to 12:30, they have a food truck rodeo. And one of them I want to try. I've heard good things about it. It's this Mexican-Korean infusion thing. So it's like tacos and stuff, but with a Korean flavor. And I'm like, ooh, I want to try that.
Oh.
And they're going to be there, so I'm ending at 12 tomorrow. I'm out of there at 12 because I want to try to hit that place and get one of those tacos. But
Hold
yeah,
on a second.
what are you reading about
Let me tell you
Clinton?
this. Let me read you this. The day before the terror attacks on September 11th, 2001, former President Bill Clinton told a group of businessmen in Australia that he could have killed the man behind the attacks, Osama bin Laden, in 1998, but decided
Okay.
against launching a strike out of concern for civilian casualties.
Yeah, okay, then that makes sense. I thought I'd heard that, and then yeah, okay.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. So if they would have said in, let's say, 1942, we can bomb Germany and kill Hitler,
Well,
but you're going to kill some innocent people. But we didn't. Well, you think about it. Well, he killed 1 million Jews after that, or 2 million Jews and or Catholics after that. How many could we have saved? Like Nagasaki.
you got to figure. See, you're looking at it from hindsight. No one knew that Bin Laden was even gonna. No one had ever done anything on this scale. It was such a massive scale, such a massive thing that he did, and could have been worse. Looking at it from that point of view, yeah, I mean, of course, but not knowing, Clinton didn't know what was going to happen in 3 years.
But he did know what happened to the coal. He didn't do anything about that. He did know what happened to the U.S. The World Trade Center before September 11th. He didn't do anything about that.
Did you say Nicole? Are you talking about
The
Nicole
coal.
Brown?
The coal. The coal,
I thought you were
USS Cole.
I thought you were talking about the O.J. Simpson murder trial. Nicole.
That
I was like,
doesn't mean
wow.
stop. That means
No, I really thought you would if we needed to cut you off at that point if you were bringing that in as like, wow, I didn't know Clinton knew about that. All right, you're cut off, sir.
no, but he didn't do anything after those attacks.
Well, I'm not
He could
saying
have.
that he. I'm not saying that that he did the right thing. I'm saying off of this information, I agree with what he did.
I don't.
Um, yeah, and I get not knowing the things that are coming. Saying, yeah, I'm not going to kill all those people just to kill this guy. We got to do a better job than that. I think we should do a better job than that. And I think that I find it hard to imagine. This is where we get into conspiracy theories. That with the technology that we have, that we can't literally just hone in on one person, and
Well,
maybe
but
take out
did we have that in
5 people,
1998?
10 people.
We
Why
probably
not?
didn't have that in '98.
I don't know. The thing of it is, even if we did, why would the companies that would make it, the weapon companies, why would they want something like that out there?
Because they can sell more.
But
If I went to the
they
Pentagon,
won't sell as many. You can sell this, which will kill people more accurately, or you can buy this, where you're going to have more misses.
yeah, but if I went to the Pentagon tomorrow and said I can get you a bullet that I can put his name on it and it's going to kill him, he'd sell a bunch of them.
No, if you went into the Pentagon tomorrow and said that, you'd be arrested. Because I don't think they would really trust some guy walking around the Pentagon saying, I can do this with this bullet. I think you're done. And it's a Saturday.
Well, what's from a boat captain?
It's probably trespassing.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying. It's just, and look, I could see the smoke from the Pentagon. Like I was fucking up
On
there.
20 on 2001?
Yeah.
Wow.
I only lived like, I guess in reality after like traffic lights, after the exit, I could get there in probably 20 minutes. It was right down 66. It'd really probably be closer to 15 just to get there, but traffic lights and everything fucking you up. It was close.
I bet that was a hectic day.
It got scary around there for a while. That was up there as far as scary, weird things go. Remember the snipers? Did I ever tell you about what shit was like during the snipers?
Well, I was in Virginia during that time, and when I stopped to get gas, I did not stand still to get gas. I kept moving. Funny or not, I didn't care. Dudes were getting shot pumping gas.
That was a fucking crazy period. I mean, here's one.
Hold on, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Keep talking.
I was gonna tell you a story you're gonna be interested in. All right. I'll wait because he actually would probably find this interesting. This has got to be one of our longest shows. I think we've hit that perfect level. Well, no, we went over 2 once. That perfect level of fucked upness to keep saying stupid shit and keep going. Let's see. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about that he will not talk about? SummerSlam, ladies and gentlemen, because he won't talk about wrestling. And one question that we're going to tackle on here, and I'm not going to let it go, is does NASCAR have performance-enhancing drugs? Divers Mr. NASCAR, and I wonder, you're not allowed to have caffeine on fight day as a fighter. Well, caffeine, I would think, would heighten your senses when you're driving a race car, so are they not allowed to have caffeine and things like that? That will come up. I just don't want to deal with it tonight because I'm probably going to start crashing and getting sleepy. Let's see, what else is on here that I was going to bitch about? Apparently Facebook went down today. I don't know why everyone knew about it. I saw it on the news on like WRAL's Facebook or some shit. And it was like, really? This is a news story? Facebook goes out in the middle of the day? Don't we have other things to do except be on Facebook? So I don't know. What the fuck do I know? Let's see. Oh yeah, and bitch over there. I already bitched at him off air. So Hooters had this shit with they did oh yeah, I wasn't talking about wrestling. Brock, who's apparently going to be our new champion and is never ever going to show up. There were rumors, by the way, circulating that he was going to be coming out of retirement in September. I guess I didn't talk about that. So his contract is up with WWE next year, and people figure he's going to come back to fighting after that. Dana White made a comment that one of the fights, there's a fight to be added to 178, the co-main event, that will change pay-per-view status and will be huge. It'll increase it by twofold. And people were like, that could that be Nick Diaz coming back or Anderson Silva coming back? Could it be Gina Carano? All these different things. And apparently, who was I talking about?
Wait a minute, I walk away and we're talking about World Trade Center, Bin Laden, and Clinton, and now you're talking about Dana White?
The story about the Pentagon I was going to save. What the hell? I was dropping a nugget. Oh, apparently what they're leaning towards now is Brock Lesnar, because that was another one. There were rumors of Brock Lesnar coming back in September.
What?
But yeah, he wants to fight again. Oh, I like watching him fight. I'll watch him fight. And apparently he wants to fight again, but he's still under contract with WWE, so they figure he's going to come back next year. But there were rumors swirling that he was coming back in September. Because it's like, who's going to make a pay-per-view double in buys from one person? And it's Anderson Silva, Brock Lesnar, or Ronda Rousey. Maybe GSP. Those are the only guys who are going to make something like that happen. Apparently, it looks like it's going to be Eddie Alvarez fighting Donald Cerrone, which that's a hell of a fight. Eddie Alvarez coming over from Bellator, who I've called a truce with. I'm good with Bellator now, so that would be interesting. No, I was going to tell you about the what I was going to tell you something. Oh, no, what the hell was I going to tell you? No, there was a story that I was going to tell you, and you said you were going to go pee, and I was like, well, it's a story you'll like. I'll talk about something else until you come back. And now I don't know what the story was.
About the Pentagon.
I don't know that I have a story about the Pentagon.
You said a nugget about the Pentagon.
Nugget about the Pentagon. I had a nugget about the Pentagon?
I think so.
I don't know. I don't know what the story was. I don't know what we were talking about. I thought we were past the Pentagon and we were talking about something else. Oh, I was telling you about what it was like in DC around after that. And I don't know. This is a good question because I've never really asked anybody about this. Planes fly around all the time. Being as you weren't up in the area when this shit happened, and the suburbs and metro area of DC, that could literally be targeted at any time. Did you pay attention when airplanes flew above you after September 11th?
Afterwards, yes. Before, no.
Okay. Because they had low airspace around D.C. I don't know if that was a national thing or not, but all the planes had to fly low. They weren't allowed to fly high. And it was really fucked up. We're at the park and shit like that. Like, I remember being at the park with, I guess, Mama Bear and Chinese's. I don't know if the girl was born yet. But I remember vividly playing at the park like kite shit or something. And a plane just flew over and we were all just like, wow. Holy shit. And that's what it was like. It was always like that for a while. Was that national where it was low airspace?
No. In fact, I think that would be counterproductive because you'd want them. You couldn't defend against them lower. You could defend better against them higher, I would think.
I don't know. Whatever it was, whatever they were doing, it was really freaky up there. And yeah, we were talking about the snipers. That's what I was going to tell you.
Oh, the DC sniper, yeah.
I knew I had a story. So, I was right outside DC. Like, one of the shootings happened at a Home Depot, the Home Depot one in Merrifield. I've been to that Home Depot a handful of times. It wasn't the closest, but if I was over at, like, a couple of my friends or something like that, it was a little bit closer. So, being around there, and especially since there are so many shootings in that area, it was like you fucking had your eyes open. At the Sheetz in Manassas on Route 28. Okay, if you're going south, it's on the right-hand side. I remember this vividly. I'm getting gas, and there's other people getting gas, and one of the other people happened to be an old lady.
You
Like,
realize you're a bigger target too, right?
yeah.
Sorry.
So I wasn't that fat back then. So
Uh,
there's an old lady getting gas too. And gas was probably a lot cheaper, by the way. Side note about the bullshit. You know, we could fix the fucking all the stupid fucking pay issues that are going on. Stop
Write that
increasing
down
the
for
rates
next
on
week.
everything. Stop
Write that
increasing all the like. You want fucking McDonald's workers to get $15 an hour. Stop making
Write that
all
one
that
down.
shit happen, and we won't have to keep increasing our shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, we'll definitely do that. So this little lady, there's a car that backfires. Everyone, of course, gets down because, you know, there's shit happening like down the street. Actually, I think one of the shootings was in Manassas too. I think there was a shooting on 28 somewhere. Maybe that's why I was extra paranoid. So everyone just goes down. Like we all like went over and helped the little old lady up, and because you know she was old, and like it was like a nice everyone coming. It was like, you know what? It's like what the WWF has done lately with the. They're the only people I've seen do it to get rid of Republican Democrats. They just make Americans. We're all here together helping each other out. It doesn't matter how you feel and you feel. It's here. And for that little moment, we were all just concerned citizens. It was nice. That's my story. Fuck off if you don't like it. I don't fucking
Sam
like you
Snead?
either.
Your name is
Yeah.
Sam Snead? You're a golfer?
There's a golfer named Sam Snead? How old is he?
Well, he's been dead for like 40 years, but he was probably in the top 3 golfers of all time.
No
S-N-E-A-D. Google Sam Snead, S-N-E-A-D.
No, my reference was to a Snoop Dogg song and a guy who kind of popped up every once in a while. And his name was Sam Snead. Like Snoop Dogg, Sam Snead. Okay, so this is how it started. They're in a bar, and Sam Snead's girl goes and walks up to Snoop Dogg and starts talking to Snoop Dogg. And Sam Snead is like, "My name is Sam Snead. You better recognize." Then Snoop Dogg's like, "We can get into this like some gangsta shit if you want." And he shoots Sam Snead, and Snoop Dogg goes with the bitch because the bitch chose him. So that's what the Sam Snead was. I had no clue he was a golfer. He was like a character in a lot of the Snoop Dogg stuff. How
He
about
must have
that?
took that from the golfer, because he's one of the biggest golfers ever. Like bigger than Tiger Woods.
Really? Huh? I've never ever heard of him outside of Snoop Dogg. What was I talking about? I got off track. I think maybe I was done because I got onto the fucking money thing. I don't know. We got into the finances. McDonald's $15 an hour bullshit. How the hell did I get there?
That's next week.
No, but how did I get on that rant? I need like
That I don't remember.
I need an automatic transcript of everything I say so I can go back and reference it. That would be
Alright,
really
I'm done.
fucking cool. That would be badass. Alright, fuckers. We will we'll see you fuckers later, and I think that's gonna be a bit. We're gonna solve like a couple world problems and fix some shit around here, because it's time. So
Yes. Amen, brother.
Samurai is out.
Tahoe butter out.
See ya.
Later.
Stop, and